Hey guys, how's it going? This is James from Butler Farms, and I know it's been a while since I've come to you with a video, but it's been a busy time of year right now, and finally made it to the end of my regular work week, and thought I'd come out here and bring you some updates about what's going on here around the homestead, and got some plans in the works here, and I wanted to share that with you. One of the things that we have here, when this is my wife's home place originally, and when we decided to build here, obviously they had to take some trees out and those kind of things, and then we had some trees that were on the way down that were way too close to the house that obviously we had to get down as well. The unfortunate part of that is that when they took them down, they left them right on the edge of our formal yard, I guess you would say. The land behind us is ours as well, but unfortunately they left it all piled up, and I cut a lot of firewood out of it that I could, and then it just time just kind of got away from me, and now it's just a big mess. And I was going to show you kind of what's going on here and what we have planned for the future. So I'm going to turn you around here so that you can see what's going on. This is a little area here right outside our yard, and it doesn't look like much now, and in the video it doesn't really do it justice as to the size of this area. But you can see some of these trees that they pushed down, and then the big pile back there, some of the big stuff that they left here, and you can see where I've been cutting those and trying to roll those out of the way back toward the edge of our property. Now, we also had some storm damage a month or so ago, maybe a little more, where we had a tree come down. I think I showed you that with the preparation video, where it took my clotheslines down, and I had to completely reset those, and I've cut that up, and you can see I'm working my way on down through here to get this cleaned up. This, however, is a mess. That is a lot of unused land right there that like I said, I wish they would have pushed it on back when they cleared this site, but that was something that they were not willing to do, and so there you have it. And so I have been working as hard as I can, trying to cut these limbs up, trying to cut these trees up, and cutting pieces off of this and taking them as far back into the woods as I can, because I do have plans for this area. You can see here inside this little fence is a little crabapple tree that I have here, third year of it. Last year, that real cold snap that came through central Alabama, everything was budding out, blueberry bushes, crabapple trees, everything, pear trees, and we had a week that got down in the single digits, and it absolutely destroyed any fruit production that we had. They never recovered last year. I probably didn't get enough blueberries to make a stack of blueberry pancakes, which is very odd in this part of the world that we don't have that. But I do have plans for this area, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you. Obviously I'm going to have to start kind of small, and then as I get time and can start breaking this stuff down and moving it out, I'm going to move on up into this area too, and get it cleared out as much as I can, because as you can see, the woods, obviously those old crooked pines and that cedar tree are going to come down as well. And so we've got some area here right on the edge of our yard that is prime location for putting in some permaculture type of ideas and some herb type plantings that we can use right here on the edge of the yard. I've already got a rosemary bush established there, and got some other plans to put, once I get these logs out of the way, to put some more herbs here right at the edge of the yard for us to use, and for what we can't use, we'll dry it and put it up and have it for winter use. Now, another problem that we have here is that pile that you see right there. That is a pile that that was some leftover concrete from pouring our foundation, and from the concrete work out at the shop, that they just decided to dump right here at the edge of the yard. Yeah, that was not a real popular thing with me, but what's done is done. You can even see the concrete up on top of that log that I've been cutting and moving pieces of. But we'll have to work around that. Obviously, that's not going to grow much of anything on top of that. But I did want to talk to you just for a minute or two here. As I've told you before, I watch several YouTubers. I watch Harmon Homestead, and I watch Permaculture Farms, Billy up there in North Carolina. They give me a lot of insight. They give me a lot of information to try to make areas like this better, and to use everything that we've got to be able to grow food and to just use it to the best of our ability. And once I do get some of these pines, those that you see standing there are going to come down here in the next week or so to open that up a little bit and get some more sunlight in here. But having watched Billy at Permaculture Farms, and I highly recommend that you go over there and watch some of his videos and what he's doing there in North Carolina. You know, I kind of have an idea here of using different zones here. And you know, I'm not going to get into all the ideals and the teachings of permaculture and that kind of thing. That'll be something for later on. But basically, what my plans are, this area right here, before I started clearing it out, I put in a little pollinator garden, and it doesn't look like much now, but it did pretty well last year. I let it go to seed. The majority of the things in that pollinator mix were perennials, so I expect most of them to come back. But I do have other plans for this area. I have a great number of strawberries that I'm going to be moving that will grow low to the ground, and so there'll be that lower level of this permaculture area. Also, like I said, around the edges, I'm going to have some herbs there, and I'm even going to plant an area of bunching onions that will be perennial, that we can use, and they'll come back year after year as well. Now, one thing that does grow really well here, and we've had good success, and I'll show you this when we do a tour of the fruit trees and the vegetable growing areas of my place here, is blueberries. And so I have bought blueberries, I have ordered blueberries, I have tried everything I know of, and the only things that I can get to work, my father has probably 2 blueberry bushes at his house that when they are, last year obviously was a tragedy with the weather that we had, but he ends up with so many blueberries down there that we pick all we want to put up in the freezer. He gives them away at church. My mom and dad put them up as well, and they are, it's unbelievable the amount of blueberries that those 2 bushes put out. And to be honest with you, he doesn't do anything to them. They just are kind of on their own, and most summers we can't keep them picked. And so what I've started doing is moving some of his shoots to my place. I've got 2 that I bought at a big box store down there that's been in the ground for probably 6 or 7 years. And if I get a quart of blueberries off of those 2 bushes combined every year, I count myself lucky. To say the least, those are coming out of the ground this year. I've given them every chance I could. I've babied them, I've doctored on them, and I still don't get enough out of them to be able to make them worthwhile. But I will go this weekend, actually, right here at the beginning of February, and go get some of those blueberry shoots that are coming up around my father's blueberry bushes, and I will transplant those where those 2 big box store blueberries are. And also, you'll see when I do the tour, I'm going kind of around an area up there with blueberry bushes, not only for our use, but for future income as well. and I will transplant those. He probably has 10 or 12 shoots that needs to be moved, but some of them are going to go right here, and that will be my middle area, my middle mid area of my little permaculture area here. Now, I'm not going to plant them thick. I want sun to be able to get to the ground and to be able to get to my strawberries, but I am going to plant a few around and you know, just use this area. If I get some off of it, great. I think this will be a good area. It's very acidic soil up here. I've actually had this area tested, as most soil in Alabama is, except certain areas down around the Black Belt. Where we are here, it's very acidic, and those blueberries really love that. There's also an area behind my shop that that's nothing but scrub. It's just junk in there, and I've been working to clear that out this winter, and keeping my big trees, but cutting the scrub stuff down. You can't see it from where I'm standing here, and some of those blueberry bushes will go there to not only grow blueberries, but also kind of as a blocker from the road, so that people can't get a good view of what I've got up here at the shop from the road, because you know, these days you never know. So that's my low area, my bunching onions, my strawberries. I'm going to put blueberry bushes in here, probably 3 or 4 here, and just fill in some of these holes. And as this stuff rots down, as I continue to move it out, as I continue to cut it up, they'll just get better and better. But I've got, then you've got the upper level, the high level, which are your trees. Now, my wife's great-grandfather, the one that first settled on this land years and years ago, before the Second World War, he was originally from North Georgia, and as you know, there's a lot of apple growing up there, and he brought that knowledge and that expertise here when he moved over here to Alabama. And down near where my garden is, there used to be several apple trees, and even after I came up here, they were still there, but they were on the decline, and they eventually got to the point that we couldn't save them, so they've been cut down for several years. But my upper area here, once I get the strawberries down and the blueberries around some of the edges, and you know, it's going to be tough for them here because they're going to be partially shaded, and as I move some of this other stuff out, they'll get more and more. But from back this way over to here is east to west, so they get a lot of spring and summer sun in this area, so I'm not really worried about that. They may not come along as quickly as my other apple, well, I actually don't have any apple trees up here right now. I've got pear trees down around the area of my garden, and they are in full sun. They get all the sun they need. But I am going to bring apple trees and pear trees up here as well. Probably put a couple of apple trees up here, and maybe a couple of pear trees, and that will be my upper story. These old twisted things here aren't good for anything. They are, you can see how badly that one is twisted up, and it's of no use to what we're trying to do here. So there's big plans for this. I mean, you've got to look around. You've got to see what's available to you, and you know, as you'll see when I do my tour, some of the area I've got is not very conducive to gardening and farming. It's pretty steep. It's not something that can be broken and planted in a traditional sense. So we look for other ways to do it. We use the areas that are flatter for our garden type crops, and then in areas like this where it's not as conducive to that, we are looking at more of a permaculture kind of food forest thing here, where it's things that we'll have to take care of them and we'll have to see to them, but it's not something that we'll have to plant every year. So that's exciting. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. Fruit production has always been something that I've wanted to get more involved in. We've had very good luck here with blueberries. My pear trees are almost old enough to be able to start putting on fruit. Crab apples probably have a couple more years to go. They're still pretty young, but it's coming along, and every year I add to it. Every year I add a little piece to it as I can and as I can afford to. And over time, you know, we're going to turn this into something that pretty much wherever you look, there's something that's going, depending on the time of the year, something that will be available to eat, fruit, vegetable, herbs, whatever the case may be. And you know, to be honest with you, it'll make this area look better. Blueberry bushes are beautiful in the fall, and so it'll give us a little bit of color out here, and you know, if nothing else, that'll be kind of worth it. So I just wanted to bring you that. I just wanted to share with you some of the ideas that we have and some of the things that we're working on here. And I really appreciate you sticking with me. Again, I hate that I haven't been posting more lately, but it's been very busy, and I'm hoping it's about to slow down a little bit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I thank you so much for those of you that have, and those of you that haven't, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about it, and get them on board as well. And don't forget to go check out other homesteaders that are doing good things. You know, I don't pay a lot of attention to the corporate homesteaders that you know, have all the endorsements and things like that and everything they need. I watch people that are in similar situations that I am, and that are doing what they can with what they've got, and you know, that goes a long way as far as learning new ways of doing things. Check out Billy at Permaculture Farms. Check out Harmon Homestead, and there's so many others that I'm not thinking about right now, but those are two good ones to start with, and both of those will lead you in the right direction. So until next time, this is James from Butler Farms. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again.